You think you know how airlines work, but what I'm about to reveal will completely change how you see your next flight. Airlines and airports have been playing an elaborate shell game with your money for decades, and today I'm exposing the hidden tactics they desperately hope you'll never discover. Picture this scenario. You book a flight for $300, but by the time you actually board that plane, you somehow spent over $600. Sound familiar? That's not an accident. That's a carefully orchestrated system designed to extract maximum profit from every passenger, and it starts the moment you begin planning your trip. Let's begin with the most deceptive practice in the industry: dynamic pricing algorithms. While you're comparing flight prices, airlines are tracking your every move. They know when you search, what device you're using, and even your location. Search for the same flight multiple times. Watch those prices magically increase. The algorithm interprets your repeated searches as desperation, automatically hiking costs because they assume you'll pay whatever it takes. But here's the insider trick that flight attendants and airline employees use themselves. Always search for flights in incognito mode or clear your browser cookies between searches. Even better, use a VPN to mask your location. Airlines charge different prices based on where they think you're located, assuming travelers from wealthier areas can afford higher fares. Now let's talk about the biggest scam hiding in plain sight: ancillary fees. 20 years ago, your ticket price included everything you needed for a comfortable flight. Today, airlines have systematically stripped away every basic service and repackaged it as an optional upgrade. That carry-on bag you brought on flights for decades? Now it's an extra $40. Want to choose your seat? Another $30. Need to change your flight? Prepare to pay more than your original ticket cost. The psychology behind this is brilliant and ruthless. Airlines deliberately show you a low base fare to get you emotionally committed to the trip. Once you're invested in those vacation plans or business meeting, they know you'll reluctantly pay the additional fees rather than start your search over. They're banking on what economists call the sunk cost fallacy, where people continue investing in something because they've already put money into it. Here's something that will blow your mind. Those seat selection fees aren't just random cash grabs. Airlines use sophisticated software to analyze passenger behavior and determine which seats people value most. They've discovered that passengers will pay premium prices for aisle seats on long flights, window seats on scenic routes, and anything in the front third of the cabin to avoid feeling crowded. But the real genius move is how they handle overbooking. Airlines routinely sell more tickets than they have seats because they know some passengers won't show up. When everyone does arrive, they're legally allowed to bump you to a later flight. However, what they don't advertise is that you have significant leverage in these situations. If you get bumped involuntarily, airlines must compensate you with cash, not just vouchers. The amount depends on how long your delay is and your ticket price, but it can reach up to $1,400 for domestic flights and higher for international routes. Most passengers don't know their rights and accept whatever the airline initially offers, which is usually far less than what they're legally entitled to. The boarding process itself is another psychological manipulation. Those multiple boarding groups aren't about efficiency. They're about creating artificial scarcity and status anxiety. Airlines want you to feel like you're missing out if you're not in an earlier boarding group, pushing you to pay for priority boarding or upgrade to a higher fare class. Even the airport layout works against you. Ever notice how you have to walk through duty-free shops to reach your gate? That's intentional. Airports generate massive revenue from retail, and they've designed a terminal flow to maximize your exposure to shopping opportunities when you're bored, stressed, or have time to kill. The food pricing at airports deserves its own category of deception. Those inflated restaurant prices aren't just due to rent and convenience. Airports often have exclusive contracts with food vendors, creating artificial monopolies where you have no choice but to pay premium prices. A bottle of water that costs $2 outside the airport suddenly becomes $6 inside, simply because they can. Credit card partnerships represent another hidden revenue stream that affects your experience. Airlines push their branded credit cards aggressively because they make more profit from credit card signups than from many actual flights. Those frequent flyer miles you're earning, they're designed to keep you loyal to one airline while slowly losing value through inflation and program changes. The maintenance and safety theater is perhaps the most concerning aspect. While airlines maintain rigorous safety standards, they've mastered the art of delaying flights for maintenance issues when it's actually more profitable to consolidate passengers onto fuller flights. That 2-hour delay might not be about fixing anything critical. It could be about maximizing revenue per flight. Baggage handling fees have created an entire secondary economy. Airlines now make billions annually from baggage fees alone, often earning more from your luggage than from your actual seat. They've intentionally made carry-on size restrictions confusing and inconsistent between airlines, forcing passengers to check bags or buy new luggage that meets their specific requirements. The solution to beating these systems starts with understanding them. Book flights on Tuesdays or Wednesdays when demand is lower. Consider alternative airports that might be slightly farther but significantly cheaper. Pack strategically to avoid baggage fees, and always read the fine print about what's actually included in your ticket price. Most importantly, know your passenger rights. Airlines count on traveler ignorance to maximize profits. When you understand the game they're playing, you can make informed decisions and sometimes turn their tactics to your advantage. The airline industry has transformed from a transportation service into a sophisticated profit extraction machine. Every policy, every fee, and every procedure is designed with one goal: separating you from as much money as possible while maintaining the illusion of competitive pricing. Now that you know their playbook, you'll never look at air travel the same way again.